All right, y'all. We are back with another video that was recommended to me by y'all, coming from the PragerU channel, and it's featuring none other than Candace Owens. Man, y'all know how much respect that I have for Candace Owens. I love her views on a lot of the topics that she covered. Man, I'm telling you, she calls it right down the middle, and that's what I like about Candace, man. And this one here, she's gonna be covering this one that's called The Plantation Then and Now. I am eager to hear what Candace had to say about this topic right here. And like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Shout out to everybody that's been showing so much love to the channel, everybody that's been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I also want to shout out everybody who just clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate you as well. So without further ado, let's see what Candace Owens has to say, man. Let's go, y'all.
In the first half of the 19th century, 4 million blacks worked as slaves imprisoned on plantations in the American South. They were prevented from learning how to read, their families were forcibly broken up, and if they tried to escape, they were severely and brutally punished. The owners of these plantations were almost without exception Democrats. Before the Civil War, slave-owning Democrats used black bodies to massively increase the number of votes they got in Congress and the Electoral College. Because of the Three-Fifths Compromise, a single Democrat in Georgia who owned 5 slaves got 4 times the representation as a single white abolitionist in Pennsylvania who didn't own any. So for Democrats, it has always been about using black bodies for political power. How they are used may vary, but the plantation model remains a constant, even today. Despite the fact that blacks are no longer enslaved, many black children barely learn to read in poorly performing schools. Our families are often shattered by misguided welfare policies, and if we try to escape, we still face punishment. Of course, the plantations of the 21st century are not physical, they are virtual. The owners of these plantations are once again, almost without exception, Democrats. Think about it. What today are certain areas of Chicago, Baltimore, Detroit, St. Louis, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia, all run for decades by Democrats, but virtual plantations? Many who live in these areas are largely, if not totally, dependent on their masters, the politicians, for their food, housing, and health care. It's hardly a fair exchange. The politicians become wealthy. The residents become vote slaves, sustained just barely by government transfer payments. And just like the plantations of yesteryear, which demanded a consistent breakdown of the black family to reinforce its system of buying and selling slaves, Democrats today incentivize similar family corrosion through their policies, fostering dependence not on mom and dad, but on the government. To give just one example, virtually every inner city school provides free breakfast and lunch. Sounds generous, but what it really does is remove the traditional responsibility from parents by handing it over to the state. Yet many do break free from this oppressive system.
Never looked at it.
Like the fugitive slave Frederick Douglass once did, they run toward a better life. But leaving the plantation still entails great risk. Of course, today it's not the whip or the lash, it's libel and slander. The purpose is to bring black conservatives within an inch of their professional and sometimes personal lives a warning that rebellion will not be tolerated. Don't believe it? Just ask Dr. Ben Carson, Hoover Institution economist Thomas Sowell, or Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, to cite 3 prominent examples.
Shout out to
Carson,
Thomas Sowell, man.
One of the most celebrated brain surgeons of the modern era, has been called stupid by the legacy media because he has conservative political views. Thomas Sowell, who went to Harvard and taught at Cornell, Amherst, and UCLA, and may be the nation's most brilliant economist, has largely been ignored, while many lesser lights have been celebrated. Clarence Thomas, one of the luminous legal minds of our time, was the victim of a massive smear campaign during his nomination to the Supreme Court. Because of his conservative views, his reputation was dragged through the media mud. This is how he described the experience. It is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who in any way
Uppity
deign to think
blacks.
for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. And it is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you. You will be lynched, destroyed, caricatured, rather than hung from a tree.
Yes, man.
Today's plantation owners will do anything
Wow.
to hold on to what they see as their property. Little wonder. In 2012, Barack Obama received 93% of the black vote. In 2016, Hillary Clinton received 88%. That dip was a critical factor in Clinton's loss.
93.
The Democrats know that they can't lose the black vote and win a national election, so they make up lies. They say America was founded for the purpose of perpetuating slavery. They say white people hate us. They say the entire system is racist and that our only hope is them. The same old...
So that's what they do. They say they try to tell us that they try to tell black people that white people hate us. Just for them to win, they got to do all this freaking lying and trying to pander. Oh man. And like, I didn't even know, like, that's why I say Candace make a lot of excellent points, man. And that's what I like about her. She make a lot of excellent points. It's the reason why when y'all watch me, I don't do a lot of pausing. I like to listen. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I get the full context of everything that she's trying to say. Even when she was saying, like, the Democrat back then was using black bodies, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the win and stuff like that. Like, the Democrat that had like the black people enslaved got recognized more than the one that didn't. So they used black bodies for political power. That's why I said, man, and what really had got me was like a couple months ago when I first reacted to something that was talking about the Democrats. I think it was from the PragerU channel when they were like they founded the KKK and all that stuff. Once I seen that, and I think it was something about they the one started the lynching. And I mean, bro, it was crazy. I'm like, oh my God. And that's why I said, like, listening to this stuff, like, that's why I said I've learned so much from Candace Owens. I know y'all hear me say this all the time in all my videos, is that you are never too old to listen and learn. You never too old to learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I don't have a problem with telling everybody I don't mind learning. Because like I said, some of this stuff, of course, we know back then what had happened. They broke up a lot of black families. If a black person tried to run, we knew exactly what happened when they got caught. But man, it's just a sad situation, man. I know a lot of us that's watching this, hopefully all of us, man, we just wish slavery was never there. Like it never existed. But man, it's a sad situation, man. And like I said, shout out to Candace, man, because she does a great job covering these videos. And that's why I say that's the reason why I say I like to listen to her. And because I learned so much from listening to her. So, you know, but let's keep it going, y'all.
Old Democrats. The plantation owners know what will happen if blacks demand that their children receive a good education, if they shake off their dependence on government handouts, if they refuse to see themselves as victims and instead embrace all the opportunities America offers. The plantation system would collapse once and for all. In the 19th century, we had to depend on others to be liberated. This time, we have to do it ourselves. Will we? I'm Candace Owens, author of Blackout, How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democrat Plantation for Prager University.
This video was made possible.
Wow. Shout out to Candace, man. Wow. And I'm glad Candace switched side because you remember Candace said she was on that side at first and then she kind of, you know what I'm saying, got on the right side. Because she see what a bunch of the BS that's what's going on and stuff like that. So that was another thing. See, and that's what I was saying. I was listening to Candace for all this time and I didn't even know she used to be on the left. You know, I didn't know that. That's the reason why I say I don't mind listening and learning. So now I know. But now we know she's on the right side because of and she exposed the mess that was going on the left. You know, but man, this right here was another excellent video. She had a lot of stuff. And I love the way PragerU do their videos with all the pop-ups. It kind of, because when they do the videos like that, it helps you out. It shows you what they talking about. And just the way that Candace just presents it, man, it just make it that much more better. Cause I love the way she presents it and the way she be calling out everything. And that's what I always say a lot of times too, that she will call it right down the middle. She ain't finna sugarcoat nothing. She gonna call it right down the middle, and that's what I like about Candace. Like I said, shout out to y'all for sending me this video, another excellent video by her and by PragerU. Like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.